Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church, founded in 1817, was heavily damaged by arson on April 4, 1879, but was rebuilt, arising from the ashes by November of that same year, showing the commitment and strength of the African American community and what this church meant to them. From the ashes of that fire, there also arose a visionary energy which gave birth to every progressive activity in Lancaster. In 1963, Pastor Alexander Stevens organized the NAACP March at Rocky Springs Amusement Park to protest its segregated swimming pool. The coordinated effort to protest Rocky Springs led to the creation of the beautiful new County Park swimming pool. The Negro Civic League was born here in 1917 in response to the newly formed Lancaster Day Nursery, which refused to admit Black children. The Negro Civic League, energized to respond, and with careful forethought, decided to create a nursery open to all children. Thus, the Crispus Attucks Center was born, a vibrant cultural center that reflected the burst of creative energy following the optimism of the Reconstruction mindset, coupled with the Great Migration. Black residents such as Abraham Polite, who moved here from South Carolina, took a stand against the more covert racism of the North by engaging the community. Bethel AME member Charles Moten, a Civil War veteran who had escaped slavery, led a Negro Civic League march to downtown Lancaster to protest the lack of jobs, an ongoing concern well into the 20th century. The Negro Civic League also organized a yearly march and commemoration at the gravesite of Thaddeus Stevens, a man of humble beginnings who became the driving force behind the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. After the Civil War, Stevens spoke on the courthouse steps in support of full economic compensation for those who had been enslaved, those whose talent and toil had contributed substantial wealth to the U.S. economy, both in the North and the South. From the foundation of Bethel AME Church, the Negro Civic League, and the NAACP, new fraternal organizations arose, dedicated to social fellowship, community service, and charitable work. The Odd Fellows Hall, a casualty of urban renewal, which devastated the neighborhood in the 1960s, is fondly remembered as a building with expansive hardwood floors where adult men, husbands, and fathers gathered to work for the betterment of the community. The neighborhood also gave rise to the Freemasons and the Conestoga Elks. Each of these organizations had female auxiliary counterparts, such as the Household of Ruth and the Order of the Eastern Star. The emphasis all these organizations placed on children can be seen in activities as diverse as Tom Thumb weddings and the award-winning Youth Drum and Bugle Corps. Sports were an integral part of daily life in the Southeast area. Organizations such as the Elks and Crispus Attucks supported young athletes. Barney Ewell, at the age of 30, competed in the 1948 Summer Olympics, winning 2 silver and 1 gold medal. He went on to mentor generations of young athletes in the community. Mrs. Reba Sims provided housing for African American men who played for the Red Roses baseball team at a time when housing in Lancaster was segregated. Bethel AME Church also sponsored a chapter of the Hallie Q. Brown Organization for Women. The political engagement and educational ethos of the organization was embodied in Bethel member Elizabeth Carter, fondly known as Miss Libby. Teaching children was the life dream of Miss Libby, who was also the church's beloved pianist. At a young age, she yearned to be a teacher and even attained the necessary education, but was repeatedly denied the opportunity to teach in the school district of Lancaster. Instead, she worked in adult education for Head Start and at the Christmas Attic Center. She also served the community as a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. The school district of Lancaster recognized her contributions after she died, naming an elementary school for her and Iris McRae, a pioneer in bilingual education. The Carter McRae Elementary School is a bittersweet recognition of all Miss Libby gave to her community and that which was denied her during her lifetime. Bethel AME Church continues its tradition of community outreach under the leadership of Pastor Stephanie M. Atkins, visionary and spiritual leader, and its production of Living the Experience, a creative, spiritual, interactive, and historical reenactment of the Underground Railroad. The African American Historical Society of South Central Pennsylvania, founded in 2005, is a natural extension of the many organizations that grounded and uplifted this community. We believe that truth brings healing, which is why we do not turn away from the full story of Black history in South Central Pennsylvania. The Underground Railroad, a source of great pride in this border region, was made necessary by the horrific institution of slavery, an economic, social, and political juggernaut, which was practiced in Lancaster until 1840. The Lancaster City Witness Stones Project, one of our partners, works with the School District of Lancaster in an educational-based collaboration to restore the history and recognize the humanity of those who were enslaved in the city. However, the overall story of Black people in this region is one of remarkable resilience and creativity. Despite the roadblocks they faced, there have always been people of African descent who pushed the boundaries of what is possible. The African American Historical Society of South Central Pennsylvania recognizes and celebrates this heritage. Our tours embody our slogan that truth brings healing. Tours of Lancaster's historic Black neighborhood, Lancaster's Underground Railroad, and the historically Black neighborhood of Columbia provide an educational experience that moves participants forward in their awareness of the truth and, in the process, offers an emotional and spiritual healing. This layered educational outcome reflects this area's layered history, born of the geography of a border zone. Voracious bounty hunters from Maryland and Virginia sought freedom seekers, sometimes even capturing those who were legally free. The greed of the bounty hunters was emblematic of the enormous sums of money embedded in the institution of slavery. This area became a hotbed of activity that gave rise to a unique abolition culture and a thriving Black community. In addition to our tours, our organization holds monthly meetings, which feature guest speakers on a variety of engaging topics. These lectures provide an opportunity for questions and discussion, which deepens our understanding as we engage with each other in exploring Black history. Our name itself proclaims that our educational focus is regional as well as local. In keeping with our regional focus, we offer several bus trips throughout the year to explore sites our area is connected with historically, such as the Hampton Plantation in Maryland. The annual luncheon is our premier event, a chance to formally come together as an organization, along with our various community supporters, to recognize and celebrate our mission. Over the years, our luncheon has featured a variety of keynote speakers on various topics of interest to our members and guests. In the spirit of the historic Southeast neighborhood, the Barbara Dorsey Annual Tea is a gift to the community. Barbara Dorsey's long-standing commitment to our organization exemplifies who and what we strive to be. Our community responds warmly to the annual tea with its touch of elegance as expressed in the hat and teacup contests. Our yearly cookout is where we get together for informal fellowship and community building, providing a welcoming space for both newcomers and old friends. The Southeast neighborhood has historically embodied the ethic of community service, and it is in this spirit that the African American Historical Society of South Central Pennsylvania, in collaboration with other organizations and sectors of the city, volunteers to help clean and refurbish Stevens Greenland Cemetery. The cemetery was established by Edward Millen and Albert Wilson in 1906 for the burial of people of the colored race or their families. Close to 1,000 burials have taken place here, including Civil War veterans and Buffalo soldiers. Maintaining this Black cemetery, born of the Southeast neighborhood, is a sacred calling, a call to remember our ancestors and to honor them. Similarly, our genealogy services assist individuals and families in discovering who they are, where they came from, and who they are connected to today. This is a personal journey of education which helps to heal by bringing our ancestors out of the shadows and into the light. The African American Historical Society of South Central Pennsylvania also takes its mission to the sidewalks. Our historical markers, rich in primary source material, grace the walkways of downtown Lancaster and Lancaster's historically African American neighborhood. The African American Historical Society firmly believes that truth brings healing. We invite you to explore our many educational offerings and begin your own journey of truth.